Hello ladies and gentlemen, we'll be doing the Web-101 challenges for this video. I know they're a bit easy, but might as well do it for somebody that never did security. It's more like recon. Yeah, recon. So let's get to it. So they're all on the same host. So usually people use burp suit to like do web challenges, but I just look at the source, right? So I think one of the flags is just looking at the source, because you need to know how to do that. Like, I think in real security, like rarely there's client-side security, but you need to be able to look at that, and if it ever happens, you want to be able to like find the challenge, the vulnerability, I mean. So this is the first flag. I don't need to submit it. Let's go for the second one. So do they give us any hints? No, they do not. So I know one common security flaw that they show in beginner challenges is just looking at their robots.txt, which basically is just a file that scrapers that Google and like other search engines use to like know which files they can't index. So if there's a secret page you don't want to show on Google, well, you put it in this file. But like, obviously if somebody like knows that this file exists, you can just go there and like find the secret flag. So this is the flag number 3. We jump some hoops or some steps. So hopefully it will never like be the source of like a real world security flaw, but you never know. And it shows up often like in beginner CTFs. So let's look at like the headers that are sent when we do a request to that page. There's always like some useful stuff you can find in the headers, such as the flag here. So this is our fourth flag. Sometimes, yeah, you can find like, oh, the server runs on PHP, and there's other headers that you can also inject your own headers if you control it. If you have like a custom client, you can use burp suit. You can use like an HTTP client to like modify the behavior of the server based on headers. Like, there's other challenges later we'll see that use that. So for the last challenge, let's like browse this site. So we see here ID is always interesting. It's something that we have control over. So you want to know like how can you modify the application based on your input. So this is part of the user input. The headers are part of the user input. Everything can send to the server as part of the user input. So you want to have some kind of map, the user input you control. So we saw here that we skipped over the tree. So it was like a post that was deleted, but we can still see it by controlling user input, changing the ID here. Sometimes you can see like SQL injections by controlling the ID, right? It's part of the input. You need to care about those things. Oh, that's it for Web 101. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my class. See you next time.